You can drink water. Anyone on the internet can join?
Not yet, not yet. Right, right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Temple Akiba's Shabbat morning service, during which Ryan is becoming a bar mitzvah. We are so excited to be here as a community in our tent. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkanotecha Yisrael. How lovely is this tent, O Jacob, these dwelling places, O Israel. My name is Rabbi Zach Shapiro. How extraordinary it is to be here with all of you. I'm co-officiating with Cantor who will share a couple of words in a moment. We want to make sure for those of us who are in the tent to make sure that you turn your cell phones off and refrain from taking photos during the service. That would be very helpful to all of us. And for those who are here via Zoom and YouTube, we welcome you. And specifically to those who are here on Zoom, there will be moments during the service where we really would like you to participate. We'll be asking a prompting question and bringing your voice into our service as much as we can. Kendra, do you want to share about the music this morning?
I would love to. So Ryan is going to be leading us through most of our prayers this morning. And there's going to be opportunities for us to do some hand movements. And we would love to hear your voices here in the tent and, of course, at home. We want your participation. The more you participate, the more Ryan feels.
We're going to begin with the singing of Hine Matov. How wonderful it is that we're here together as a community. And this is, by the way, the first time we've had a bar mitzvah in this space, in this tent. And it feels really special. It feels really special. So thank you, Ryan and Vermette, for bringing us together. For those who have prayer books, we are on page 70, page 70, for the singing of Hine Matov.
Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Our service now continues with a presentation of the Talit, and what an honor it is to invite Tommy and Jessica and Grandma Min to come forward for this presentation. We're on page 72, page 72 of our prayer books.
Colorful sideways board.
As I wrap myself in the talit, I fulfill the mitzvah of my Creator. Bless Adonai, O my soul, Adonai my God, how great you are. You are robed in glory and majesty, wrapping yourself in light as in a garment, spreading forth the heavens like a curtain. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatef batzitzit. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to wrap ourselves in the fringes.
Take the talit back off. Take it back off. Thank you so much. Ryan, for the very first time, you fulfilled the mitzvah of a Jewish adult. And whenever we come to these joyful moments, surrounded by generations, friends, and family, we offer the blessing called the Shehechianu. We thank God for giving us life and sustaining us and enabling us to reach this time. We're on page 344, and what an honor it is to invite Liz Baseman, our cantorial intern via Zoom, who will be leading us in this blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman
Every day we have an opportunity to notice the miracles in the world. The miracle of breathing, the miracle of new life, the miracle of blossoming flowers. Sometimes we need a head start, and so that's what our prayer book is here for. If we turn to page 84, we have the Nesim B'chol Yom, blessings for daily miracles. Ryan will be leading us in these miracles, and when he gets to the end of each one, we'll respond by saying Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben horin.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen. On page 106, we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba
Amen.
ve'amad divrach hirute ve'amlich malhute ba'hiye hon uv yomei hon uv chaye dekol beit Yisrael ba'gala uvizman karif v'imeru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach la'alamu amei amaya Yitbarach v'yishtaba v'yipa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbehata v'ne'emata tamiran b'alma v'imeru amen.
We now continue with our formal call to worship the Baruch Hu. We're on page 108, and we ask all who are able to please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
We're going to remain standing, continuing with the Yotzer Or on page 110.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Yoter Or Uvrei Hoshesh Osei Shalom Uvrei Et Hakol Hama'ir La'aretz V'Ladarim Alecha Brachamim Uktevo Mekadesh B'chol Yom Tamid Ma'aseh V'Reishit Marabu Ma'asecha Adonai Kulam B'Chokma Asita Mal'ah Ha'aretz Kinanecha Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu Al Shevach Ma'aseh Yadecha V'Al Marei Or She'asita Yifaruch HaSela Or Chadash Al Tzion Ta'ir V'Nizkechu Lanu Me'er Le'oro Baruch atah Adonai Yoter Hama'aret.
Jessica, when you became a bat mitzvah, did you have to learn this much Hebrew? No, I didn't. We continue now with the watchword of our faith, the Shema Yisrael. It's on pages 114 and 115.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated, everyone. Ryan continues with the chanting of the V'ahavta on page 116.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nefshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha beveitecha uv'letecha v'aderech v'shokbecha uv'kumecha Ukshatam leo al yadecha v'hayula totafo beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzo beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tiskeru basitem ekol mitzvotai v'hiyatem kedoshim lelohem ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzeiti ehem me'eretz Mizraim lehiyot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
Beautiful. Our next prayer is the Michamocha. It's a prayer of freedom. For those of you who are here via Zoom, I'm going to ask you to do something. You see, the prayer begins by saying, who is like God among all the other gods that are worshipped? I want you to put something in the chat box. I'd like you to say, to answer the question, who is like Ryan? Well, don't answer that question. Answer it this way. I want you to share something in the chat box that Ryan does or has, some wonderful attribute he has that is unlike anyone else that you know. So maybe it's that Ryan is so cool, maybe that he is so kind. Whatever it is, put it in the chat box. And when Ryan is finished with this prayer, and it's a pretty short prayer, so hurry up. When Ryan is finished with this prayer, we're going to share what your prayers are, what your thoughts are about Ryan. So we're on page 122.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele.
So, in answer to the question of who is like Ryan, what does Ryan have? Oh my gosh, these are pouring in. Lisa writes, he used to sing Disney songs to me. Sienna, Ryan has a great sense of humor and he always makes you smile. Maya, his humor, his ability to always make me laugh. Sophie, he is Jessica and Tommy's only son. Miles, Ryan is so good at listening and never interrupts like so many other people do. Let's see, Ryan has ruach and spirit for life, always smiling and warming the room. I want to pronounce his name right. That's from Shea, S-H-E-A. Shay, thank you. Okay, sorry, Shay. Sweetness, Jerry writes, sweetness, strong and gentle. Papa Bob says Ryan is a fabulous, caring brother to his three sisters. Kendall says he is very tall. Randy shows care and empathy toward others. Melissa, he's funny and kind. He cares about his friends and family. Ethan Knopf, Ryan can always make everyone around him smile. just going to go on because these are pouring, and Ryan's always able to bring out a laugh. He's kind. He's amazing. He has the best mom. That's from Linda Park. Thanks, Linda. Kindness, kindness, loving, smiling, kindness, kindness. That word kindness comes over and over, and that's no surprise to us. Because, Ryan, that kind, nurturing light in your soul is truly, truly extraordinary. And we are grateful, Cantor and I, that you have shared that with all of us. Our next prayer, everyone, is the Amida. It's our prayer connecting us to our ancestors. And it begins on page 124. We ask all who are able to rise once again.
Adonai, sefta teftita, ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Anora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'Zocher Hasadei Yavo ve'imao, Umevi Geula Lifnei v'Nehem, L'man Shemo be'ahava, Mela Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rav le'oshia. Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Zomech Noflim Berfei Kolim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Givrot, Umito Melach, Melech Mimi, Umechayei, Umatmia Yeshua, V'ne'emana Talechayot Hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei Hakol. Deishet Shimcha Ba'olam, Keshem Shemakdishim, Oto Bishmei Marom, Kakatuv Al Neviecha, Vekara Ze'el Ze Ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sebaot, Milo Kol Haaretz, Kevodo, Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adonenu, Ma'adir, Shimcha Bechol Haaretz, Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu v'hiu Yashmienu, v'rachama le'enei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Imloch Adonai le'olam, Elochai Yitzion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah. Ledor Vador Nagid God Lecha, U'netzah netzahim kedushacha natish, V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated, everyone. Ryan, you can sit with your family. And we invite everyone to take a moment in silent prayer. You can use the words in our prayer books from pages 132 through to 142. Or else just take a moment to reflect on what's going on in your own hearts and souls. We pray silently. shalom. V'ha'anidenu malkeinu b'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukkot
shlomecha,
Ufros aleinu
sukkot shlomecha.
Amen.
Shelter us beneath thy wings,
O Adonai, guard us from all harmful things. O Adonai, keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us a wrong from right. O Adonai. Amen. 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 Alex, can you do us a favor and put gallery view on so that those in the tent, is it there? Okay, good. I didn't get it from mine. Everyone in the gallery, wave at Ryan for a second. There we are. Ryan, these are people from all over, who love you so much. And they're here gathered today to be with you. For those of you, again, who are on Zoom, if you can just write in the chat box where you are Zooming in from, that will be helpful for us to know just a little bit more about our congregation today. So, whether you're, okay, wow, someone's here from Culver City. Very cool.
So far.
Los Angeles, El Segundo, Beverly Hills, Culver City, my couch. That's from our director of education. Wow, okay. Culver, Clovis, Mar Vista, San Francisco. Wow, Santa Monica, Camarillo. Okay, so we've got people, a lot of California-based people here today, spanning the entire state, it looks like. It's wonderful whether you are here in our tent or over the miles throughout the city and throughout the state and even beyond. We're glad you're here, right now, to help create this very special moment. We have come to the part of our service of Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of Torah. Ryan, take a deep breath. You're about to take an ancient document, thousands of years old, and add your own wisdom to it. Just about every week, I say to the congregation, this is my favorite Torah portion. This is the exception today. Tazria Metzora is not my favorite portion, but you chose to talk about Metzora, and what we'll all discover is you did a really masterful job at it. And Ryan, on this particular Shabbat, you made this my favorite portion through your wisdom. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the congregation to just see that light that comes out from your soul even more through that wisdom. So in order for this to happen, we got to take the Torah from the Ark, and we're going to invite your cousins, Ben and Jack, to come forward. We invite everyone, whether you're here or at home, to please rise. We're on page 244. So which one are you, Ben or Jack? Open the Ark. You're going to close it in a minute.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ein kemasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yos le'amo yiteh Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Av harachamim. Heitiv avitzoncha et Zion. Tivnei chamot Yerushalayim. Tivnei chamot Yerushalayim. Ki vecha levad batachnu. Melech el ram venisa Adon olamim.
Thank you both very much. You can go back to your seats. Cantorial intern Liz is continuing.
Yes.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato.
Lador vador, from generation to generation, our Torah has been passed down. Ryan, today it's going to come into your arms, and we're going to invite forward the generations of your family. Grandma Min, Lee, and Tommy and Jessica. And we want your sisters to come forward as well, to all stand up here in a line. So very much with us, of course, is Penelope, who is in our heart and in our soul in every way. So let's do a little bit of stage management here. Grandparents on this side, parents in the middle, Ryan toward the end, sisters on the side.
Go for me. Go for me.
Oh, yeah.
Sister, Morgan, come to the other side of your brother. Perfect. Okay. Lador vador, from generation to generation, our Torah has been handed down. Ryan, today, as we said, it's coming into your loving arms. Don't hold on to it too tightly, because you have two sisters to hand it on to as they ascend. But also, may you be in this spot as your son or daughter becomes a bar or bat mitzvah in a generation, so that you can represent 3 generations of your family who have had special life cycles here.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
God Luli Adonai Itiune Romema Shemo Yachdav.
vast, isn't it? The tradition to take the Torah and bring it around so everyone can approach it in a hakafa. Unfortunately, it's one of those places that we're still not able to do yet, to have many people be touching the Torah. So we're not quite there yet, but the Torah is in your presence. And we want you to know that your energy feeds the Torah's soul just as the Torah can feed yours. So we're going to surround you, Ryan, with a number of aliyot, blessings before and after the Torah reading. And we're going to ask those who are doing those blessings to come up. There's a sheet over by where the cantor is, and she'll be sitting down. And you'll offer that blessing before, and then Ryan will chant, and then you'll offer the blessing after. For our first aliyah, we invite forward Minerva Kravoy and Susan Kravoy. Ta'amdu Menucha Hinda Ve'Tzipora Bashiva Ve'Mordechai Halevi.
I think we start here. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amin. V'natan Lanu El Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai El Moshe Lemor. Zo tiheye Torah HaMetorah V'yom Tehorato V'huva El HaKohen.
Is that us? Here, Mom. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'kei Olam Natan Betokeinu Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Good, Mom.
Yesher Koach. Thank you so very much. You're going to come back to your seats. For our second aliyah, we invite forward Michelle Vogel and Peter Vogel. Ya'amdu Tzipora Ve'Jedi.
Baruch Adonai Mevarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
B'tziva HaKohen El Mihut Lemahane V'ra'a HaKohen V'hine Nirpa Nega Atara Minatarua B'tziva HaKohen V'laka Lamitaher Juteti Porim Hayo Tehorato V'eit Erez Ushni Tulat V'ezo.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Natan B'tocheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Thank you so much. For our third aliyah, we invite Jessica Rosenberg to Amod Tamar.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarak Leolam Vayed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher B'Habanu Mikol Ha'amin V'Natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
V'tziva hakohen v'shahat atipor ha'aya akli heres amayim hayim et atipor ha'ehat yika ota ve'et ha'erez ve'et sheni hatola ve'et ha'izov ve'taval otam ve'et atipor ha'aya ve'et dam atipor ha'shehuta al hamayim hayim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Vermette V'Chaye Olam Nata B'Toheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Thank you, Jessica. For our fourth Aliyah, we invite forward Morgan Vermette and Gavin Vogel. Gavin, we want you to do a running leap up here, okay? Ya'amdu Leila Bat Chana Ve'Rachavim. I was kidding, Gavin. All right. Ve'Rechavam Adam Ben Sipora Ve'Jedi.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher B'Harbanu Mikol Ha'amim V'Natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Ve'eza al hamitaher minatara sheva pe'amim v'tihoro v'shila latipor haya al panei ashadeh v'hibes hamitaher et begadav v'gila et kol se'aro v'raha b'mayim v'taher v'ahar yavo el hamahaneh ve'asham Yehud la'aholo shivat yamim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Chaye Olam Natan B'Tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Thank you so much. For our fifth Aliyah, we invite Lee Barrow and Josh Barrow. Ya'amdu Mordechai v'Yaakov ben Mordechai.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher B'Harbanu Mikol Ha'amim V'Natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
V'haya bayom hashemi'i yagala et kol se'aro et rosho ve'et zekano ve'et kabo einav ve'et kol se'aro yagalea v'hibes et begadav v'rahai et besharo b'mayim v'taher ubayom hashemini hika shenei habasim tamimim V'asa ahad bat shenatah tamima ushlosha eseronim. So let minha belula vashamen belog ahad shaman.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Chaye Olam Nata B'Tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach, thank you so much. For our sixth Aliyah, we invite Jessica, Tommy, Madison, Emma, and Morgan to come forward. Ta'amod, Chana Bat Panina, why don't you stand with your son over here?
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'hamid hakohen hametaher et ha'ish hametaher be'otam lifnei Adonai petach ohel mohed v'lakah hakohen et hakeves ha'ehad ha'ikriv oto v'asham hu lakohen kodesh kadashim hu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you so much, family. Have a seat. Ya'amud, 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 Habachor Habar Mitzvah, Mordechai ben Chana. We now invite the Bar Mitzvah himself, Ryan Thomas Vermette, for his aliyah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu b'kol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'shahat et hakeves bimkom asher yishat et hahatat ve'ha'olah bimkom ha'kodesh ki kahatat asham hu lakohen kodesh kadashim hu v'laka hakohen midam ha'asham v'natan hakohen al tenuch ozen hamitaher hayamanit ve'al bohen yado hayamanit ve'al bohen raglo hayamanit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. Wow. Ron, why don't you stand back for 1 second? Oh my gosh. We are going to raise the Torah so you can see what Ryan so beautifully, masterfully chanted from our section. And as we lift it, we're going to ask all who are able to please rise once again.
Zota Torah shesam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Please be seated, everyone.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
So Ryan just shared from the book of the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. He's now going to continue with the Haftarah. This week's Haftarah portion is taken from 2 Kings, and he's going to begin with the blessing beforehand, which is in his prayer book, then continue with the section itself.
What page is it on?
254.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah ובמשה עבדו, ובישראל עמו, ולוויי האמת בצדק. וארבעה אנשים היו מצורעים פתח השער, ויאמרו איש אל רעהו, מה אנחנו יושבים פה עד מתנו, אם אמרנו נבוא העיר והרעה בעיר, ומתנו שם, ואם ישבנו פה במתנו, ועתה לכו ונפלא המחנה ארם, אם יחיינו נחיה, ואם ימיתנו במתנו, ויקומו ונשב לבוא המחנה ארם, ויבואו עד קצה מחנה ארם, והנה אין שם איש, ואדוני השמיע את מחנה ארם, כל רכב, כל סוס, כל חייל גדול, ויאמרו איש אל אחיו, הנה זהר עלינו מלך ישראל, את מלכי החיתים ואת מלכי מצרים לבוא עלינו, ויקומו וינוסו ונשב, ויעזבו את אהליהם ואת סוסיהם ואת המוריהם, המחנה כאשר היא, וינוסו על נפשם.
Hold on
Baruch.
1 second, Ryan. Wow. As Ryan, there we go. As Ryan offers his blessing after, we are going to be distributing some candy in the kahal. So Ryan, you're going to hear this crinkling. Just keep on going with it, and then once he's finished, we will gently, Morgan, throw the candy onto the bima. All right, go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zor kol haolamim, tzadik bechol adorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'medaber u'mekayim, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לה ומברכים אותה, יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Yeah, everyone, come pick it up.
Go and pick it up.
Get the candy.
I need the kids. Go ahead. Go for it.
I'm okay.
Candy?
Ryan, want to give a seat for a minute?
Okay.
We're on such a spiritual high right now. Such a spiritual high, Ryan. You've really deepened our souls. When we're in this space of goodness, it's appropriate that we offer a prayer for healing, remembering that there are people outside of this tent, as well as inside of this tent, who could use some embraces right now. We're on page 253, page 253, and we'll offer our prayer for healing. And when we get to the middle of the prayer, whether you're at home on Zoom or right here in the tent, we'll pause the singing, and for those who are in the tent, as my eyes meet yours, maybe there's the name of someone you know who could use an extra prayer. Please share those names out loud. And for those at home, please write those names in the chat box so we can all acknowledge for whom you are thinking.
Yisheperach Avotenu Mekor habracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheperach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
As we now prepare to place the Torah back into the ark, we're going to invite Madison and Emma to come forward. We invite the congregation to please rise, all who are able. We're on page 256, Ki lekach tov natati lahem, torati al ta'azovu. For I have given you good instruction. Do not abandon my Torah. Cantor Lintern Liz, I believe you are taking. There we are.
It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Please be seated, everyone. Not you. Okay, you guys be seated.
I think it. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
I'm so glad you're here today to watch me become a bar mitzvah. To me, being a bar mitzvah means to be accepted into the Jewish community that our ancestors took part in. Being a bar mitzvah feels like taking a step higher into my religion, and it makes me feel closer to God. Now all the Jewish traditions come more serious to me, like fasting on Yom Kippur. I probably wouldn't be able to get through the day not eating. I'd be starving and very cranky. So maybe fasting isn't the best option, but now I would be able to fulfill my role in being part of a minyan. If a minyan was missing a member, I could help by being part of the minyan to make it whole again. My Torah portion, unlike others, is actually a double portion. These two portions are found in Leviticus as Tazria and Mitzorah. Usually, there is one portion per week, but I have a double portion because there are more portions than there are weeks, so we have to combine some together, including this one. I decided to chant from Mitzorah. At this point in the Torah, the children of Israel have escaped Egypt, crossed the Sea of Reeds, and have received the 10 Commandments. In my portion, the children of Israel are learning about physical and spiritual sicknesses. The children learn about the laws of sacrifice and quarantine for physical sickness, and they heed the warning of gossip for spiritual sickness. I thought it was a funny coincidence that my Torah portion was about quarantine, considering our current lives. I want to share a little bit about how I feel about quarantine. Quarantine is a way to keep people away from others to stop the spread of COVID or any other sickness. I, for one, think quarantine is stopping me from engaging in a normal middle schooler life. Asking me if I believe in quarantine is like asking me if I believe in my health or my socialness. Quarantine is necessary when it comes to health, so no one gets sick. But quarantine isn't necessary when it comes to socialness, hiding me and my friends from the world. Being in quarantine is hard, having to wake up every day doing the same routine, hoping that I can get through the day without being handed any stress or anxiety, and pushing through school so I can enjoy doing things I like. All in all, quarantine is necessary, but it blocks you from the outside world. I just hope that quarantine won't stall my learning or push me back, so that when I make it to high school, I will be able to say, I survived quarantine and got to have a normal middle schooler life. Our rabbis connected the physical illness of quarantine to the spiritual illness of gossip. Gossip starts when a rumor goes around and people change it based on what they hear. It's kind of like a game of telephone when people don't exactly hear what you say, so they twist it around to satisfy themselves. Gossip is bad because when information you tried to keep a secret gets exposed, people will see you differently, like some weirdo or horrible person. Even when you try so hard to look differently, changing your appearance or changing your personality, you will always be stuck with whatever label people label you. In summary, gossip is bad, and that's why it's considered a sickness. I'm the only boy with 3 sisters in my family. It's pretty crazy in my house, and I feel sorry for the neighbors that we share a wall with. It's hard to not go crazy in a noisy home, and studying for my bar mitzvah was a good way to escape the noise. Judaism has helped shape me, like teaching me to be curious and to ask questions. It has also taught me to trust myself in what I believe in, like if I believe God is real or not. I'd like to thank a whole bunch of people for helping me with this journey. First off, I want to thank Kanerlani for helping me master my prayers and Torah portion. Thank you for being so kind and understanding, especially over FaceTime. I'd like to thank a rabbi for teaching me Judaism my whole life and for helping me write the speech. I remember him telling stories to me when I was a toddler about the little animals inside his ears, and I used to love when he would take out his dinosaur puppet. I'd also like to thank Randy Bischoff for creating a learning environment where I feel safe and accepted to learn about my religion and to make friends. I'd like to thank the Sisterhood for the amazing Kiddush cup they gave me, and the men's group for the Tanakh as well. I want to thank my grandpa, who would always play with me when no one else would. Whether it's dolls or planes, he would always be by my side with a character named Bethany. I would love going to sleep over at his house, where we would always eat pizza and watch an ocean documentary, which I weirdly loved. And at 7 a.m., me and my sisters would wake him up by rolling into his bed. He always supports me and comes to every event that I take part in. Thanks for always being there, Grandpa. I want to thank my Grammy, who taught me everything I know about fairies, angels, shamans, and everything to do with spirituality. She sadly passed away a few years ago, but I know she's watching over me, so there would be no point in wishing she was here, because I already know that she is. I'd like to thank her for all the times she babysat me when I was too big of a fuss for my parents to handle. She taught me to never give up and to never say, I can't. Thanks for being such a big part of my life, Grammy. I want to give a special thanks to all 500 of my sisters, or at least it feels like I have 500 when I really have 3. Thank you, Morgan, for being my role model and the big sister I always look up to. I always enjoyed our late night talks when we couldn't go to bed at night, joking with each other or complaining about our days. Thank you, Madison, for hanging out with me and making jokes with me. I wake up on the weekend mornings just to find you waiting for me so we can both hang out together. I love watching TV and relaxing with you. Thank you, Emma, for being the funny little sister I know and love. I love laughing with you, and I love watching Little Einsteins or My Little Pony with you. Yes, sometimes you can get annoying, but I still love you. Lastly, I want to thank my amazing mom and dad. I couldn't ask for better parents because they are already the best. Thank you guys for supporting me, loving me, caring for me, and cheering me up when I'm sad. Thank you, Dad, for laying with me while I fell asleep when I was young and scared and for asking me about my day. And thank you, Mom, for not letting me forget who I am and for pushing me to do stuff that I'm hesitant about. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being my idols. I want to thank everyone here for coming to my bar mitzvah and listening to my speech and prayers. Shabbat shalom. Yes, you too. Just read.
You are the best big brother. You are kind, funny, and always make me laugh. You always help me with school and anything else I need. You did amazing, and I love you so much.
Looks like we switched places since the last time we were doing this whole bar mitzvah thing, huh? I just wanted to tell you that you did amazing today, even though we already knew you would. And I think you won up to me. You've been with me since basically day one, and you're the best sidekick I could ask for. And I'm so proud of you for accomplishing what you did today. You're crazy cool and crazy talented, and I'm so grateful that I get to be your sister. Mazel tov to my favorite brother.
No?
Oh,
Okay. It's okay.
I love him.
I love you.
Come on, it's okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Ryan, we are so proud of you and so happy to be here today, standing beside you as you become a bar mitzvah. This is one of those moments where we pause and look around at the beauty of life and the person you've become. Everyone who is here today, whether it be in person or on Zoom, supports and loves you deeply.
Buddy, this was hard for us to write because there's so much we want to say to you. And honestly, we didn't know where to start. So we sat back and talked about the essence of who you are. To us, you are the heart of this family. Simply put, you are our caretaker. You are the one who wants to make sure everyone is happy and getting what they need. Each day, in some small way, you show us what it means to be selfless, empathetic, and caring. Even if that means giving up your most coveted and comfy spot on the couch if someone wants it.
When one of your little sisters is upset and needs help, you're the first person there, jumping in to help them or doing whatever it takes to make it better. I'm not gonna lie, this has come in really handy for homeschooling over the past year. Thank you. We've gotten to a point now where Madison doesn't even come to us anymore. Most of the time she skips us and goes directly to you, which we're totally okay with, by the way.
You are our resident in-house tech support wizard. You figured out how to use the remote on the TV shortly after your very first birthday, and you haven't stopped since. You help your old parents out when we can't work our phones, computers, Netflix, or basically anything technology related. You are always so patient and don't make fun of us. At least you wait until the problem has been fixed. Ryan, I need you, often echoes through our house, and you come rushing in, ready to troubleshoot, with a smile on your face asking, "Now, what part of TikTok do you need help with this time, Mom?" From the moment you were born, you have been like a ray of sunshine, just wanting to have fun. You were always happy, always smiling, and almost always in a good mood. You've been a nurturer, a peacemaker, and a joyful presence in our lives. Your Grammy nicknamed you Love Bug because you were a ball of love, and you still are. You give the best hugs like she does.
We aren't the only people in your life who feel this way about you. Everyone who crosses your path, whether it be teachers or family and friends, have always remarked on the genuine warmth of your soul and your smile. Everyone is always curious if you're always this happy and friendly, and with much pride, it is our pleasure to say that you are indeed.
A few weeks ago, we went to the music store where you used to take the piano to pick up something for Madison. The guy at the front desk said to us, "Hey, how's Ryan?" He always came in every week with a big smile and was always so friendly. He's always so happy, and it always made me so happy to see him. That smile means a lot because we know being the only boy among a group of sisters can be a lot to handle, as in a lot of squealing, a lot of yelling, and a whole lot of loudness. People often remark about how sad it must be that you don't have a brother, or how hard it is to be the only boy. Thankfully, you really are forever the optimist, and you don't feel that way at all. You adore your crazy sisters. You adore everybody. You are the calm to our crazy.
Ryan, we are so proud of how you put yourself out there to do things that are out of your comfort zone. Even when you struggle with it, you never let that stop you. Whether it's singing or acting on stage, doing improv, tackling a hard class, or learning to do things that don't come easily to you, you never give up. As you grow, always remember your voice and its value. You are strong, you are determined, you are valued, and most importantly, you are so loved just for being you.
We want to end this by telling you how proud we are of you and how truly grateful we are that you are our son. You have taught us so much over the past 13 years, especially during the last year when life hasn't been so easy for anyone. You have been such a bright presence in our life and a comfort to us in so many ways you'll never really know. You have taken everything life has thrown at you in stride, and you have never stopped being you. Your unconditional love and happiness has kept us all going. You really are our sunshine. We love you so much. Good.
Ryan, what an extraordinary day this has been. I get a little bit wistful because I close my eyes and I think back what seems like just yesterday, but it was many years ago that you were in our ECC and I'd come out to the jungle gym and all of us would sit up on the jungle gym and we'd tell stories. And you had long hair at the time. And you had such a fun way of expressing your thoughts, and your smile would just always come through, and it warmed my soul. I think back even before then, when I first came to Temple Akiba and your family embraced me with such warmth and exuberance, and I'm very grateful to that. You asked so many powerful questions along this journey, not just in preparation for becoming a bar mitzvah, but from childhood until today. And that was extraordinary for me to be around. There's one particular question that you did ask that I've been thinking about quite a bit. You wanted to know, where does the Torah begin and end? And on one hand, it's a pretty simple question. I can open the Torah and say, well, here's where it begins and there's where it ends. But your question is so much more than that. Because we've had Torah for thousands of years and we still read it. And if that has a beginning and an end, wouldn't we have gotten to the end already? Well, not really. Judaism teaches that the most important part of Torah is not the beginning or the end, but it's right in the middle. And that's pretty much where your Torah portion lies. It's right in the middle. You spoke about quarantine and how difficult that is. The beauty of your portion, Ryan, is that it teaches that in the midst of quarantine, we as a community cannot let people continue to be sick. We have an obligation to go to them, to try to find healing for them, and to make sure that they're able to re-emerge from quarantine back into life. That's what the Torah is really about. Making sure that people who feel marginalized come back in. Making sure that people who are the recipients of bad gossip come back to the center. Making sure that people who don't always do things the same way others do find a way back at the center. Ryan, you are the kind of person who gathers us in. You are the epitome of what it means to understand Torah, because wherever you go, you make people feel like they want to be included. And that's awesome. And we are so lucky that we get this window of time to see that with you. You do that through your study, you do that through your goodness, you do that with your sisters, with your parents. You've done it with the cantor and with me. And we're grateful to you. And so on this day of your bar mitzvah, where you've tackled the most difficult portion, remember, it's not about the ends. It's not about what's on the side. It's about what you've brought to the middle. It's that middle of Torah which you have made the greatest impact on. And for that and for many other reasons, we are so very proud. We're going to have you come before the open ark, where Cantor and I are going to offer you some additional words. And even though the ark is open, please remain seated, everyone.
We started out in the beginning, and we said, how many optional prayers do you think you want to do? And we're like, maybe one. We did them all. How many verses of Torah do you think you want to do? Maybe 7. We did 14. How many Haftorah? We did 5. Like, you just kept increasing and increasing. And I am just so proud of you. You kept pushing yourself. You kept expanding what you think that you could do, what you're capable of. And I just want to always remember this moment and how you're capable of so much. Keep pushing yourself. Keep striving for the best for the most, because I think you can do it. Because you showed us all today how incredible you are. We already talked about how much I made this with you.
Are you ready for a special blessing? Yeah. We're going to invite your parents and sisters to come forward. And they're going to take the talit off of your shoulders, and they're going to hold it over your head. I know, we can't do that now. So take it and hold it right over his head, kind of like a chuppah.
Adonai ve'ishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisod Adonai panav elecha, ve'yasem lecha shalom, shalom.
May God's light always shine through you, Ryan, and grant you the most precious gift, the gift of shalom, of peace. Amen.
Amen.
All right, family, group hug.
Yes.
Oh,
All right, everyone sit down except for Ryan. We love you. Oh, yeah, put it back on. Thanks. Friends, it's now our honor to welcome via Zoom a member of our board of the synagogue, the president of our sisterhood, Linda Park. Linda, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi, and Shabbat Shalom to everyone who has joined us this morning for this extremely impressive Shabbat service celebrating the bar mitzvah of Ryan Vermette. It's my privilege to be here as a representative of the Temple Akiba Board of Trustees, but it's also my privilege to be here as someone who has known of Ryan for a long time, because I knew your mother when she was younger than you are now. So it's particularly meaningful for me to see that the Lador Vador, the generations continue in the path of sustaining Judaism. I want to tell you, I am so impressed with the knowledge that you have shown us this morning. It is truly a privilege to have you as part of our community and for us to be a part of yours. Mazel tov.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. And if Linda were here in person, she would be giving you this certificate of bar mitzvah so that if you wake up tomorrow and think that this was all a dream, it's not. So it's right there. And last night, Linda also presented to you your own Kiddush cup. So I'm going to give that to you in person.
No, I didn't. It was Melissa that.
Oh, right. Sorry, Melissa. Linda's daughter, Melissa, presented this. And Herman Barnathan from our men's group presented you with a Tanakh. Linda, thank you so very much for being here and for wishing us a Shabbat Shalom. We also have a very special scroll at Temple Akiba. We call it our Lador Vador scroll. And let me scroll this the right way. I'll show it to everyone in a moment. This is a scroll where every person who becomes a bar or bat mitzvah has a chance, at Temple Akiba, has a chance to sign it. Here's what it looks like. It says, Orenu Meir Tov, Orenu Meir Tov Yoter Yachad, meaning our light shines brighter together. That is our temple motto. And Ryan, we're going to have you sign right below Kayla, who became a bat mitzvah last week. Everyone say Mazel Tov. Now I want to make sure, Morgan, did you sign this already? Yeah. And did Jessica sign it, and your brother and your uncle signed it too? You all signed it. Good. Anyone else become a bar bat mitzvah at Temple Akiba who did not yet sign this? Who's here? No. Okay. Jessica, you signed it. Okay. I did, but I have my bar mitzvah. Oh, all right. But you were a part of Temple Akiba at the time, weren't you? Come on forward and sign it. Yeah, you were part of the family at the time, even though you were in Israel for the bat mitzvah. Come on, right over here. Do you remember the date? That's okay. The year?
Yeah, 1998.
1990.
94.
Okay.
We graduated high school in 95, right? 94.
Okay.
90.
Right.
They put my.
Put your full name.
And then it was, let's just say age.
Wonderful. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. We are going to now continue with our concluding prayers, beginning with the Aleinu. We're on page 282. We invite the community to rise once again. Cantori Linter and Liz will be leading us in the Aleinu. Right?
Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
go stand by your parents. Remain standing, everyone. Thank you, Liz. On page 288, as we prepare for Kaddish Yatom, for the mourner's Kaddish, we offer the following reading. When I die, give what's left of me to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We remember especially at this time, Tom Vermette, Mike and Lorraine Barrow, Melvin Cravoy, and Grammy Penelope Barrow. May their light always shine through us. On page 294, we offer Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, together. Yitkadal, v'yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah. V'yamad divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uv'yomechon. Uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagalau v'yizman kariv imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'amei omaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal. Shemei dekudasha barichu. Le'ilam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
May the one who causes peace to be known in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out toward one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say,
Amen.
Amen. Let's remain standing, everyone. Kendra, do you want to introduce what we're closing with?
I would love to. We're going to be closing with the singing of Oseh Shalom. It's the last 3 lines of the prayer that we just said. And we invite the Vermette family up to the bima to help us celebrate and sing. And we invite everyone here to sing along and clap, and at home to sing along and clap.
You're fine. You're fine. Just hold on 1 second. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Alex, was this input or through? Thank you. Okay.
Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu.
Shalom, Yaseh Shalom,
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Yay, Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov!
Oh, hi.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sit down, my.
Hold up. Here, take a picture. Emma, look at your.
Ready, everyone? 1, 2, and 3. Now I need one last with Ryan. Ryan, put the sleeve back on for 1
Mom.
second.
Mom.
Mom.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow.
You guys are all good? Hold it up for me.
Oh, Ryan, hold on. This is upside down.
Jessica, do you want to put the montage on while people are still on?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Would the rabbi and Tammy like to come close to Ryan, as close as they would like? Alrighty, here we go.